Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of JavaScript in Metaphors. Last time I gave you an exercise, and the exercise was to go to Twitter and try to create a data structure for a page of tweets. Today we're going to go through that exercise and have a look at how it could be solved and what a potential data structure could look like. So let's get to it. And let's go ahead and dive into creating a data structure for this Twitter feed right here. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my editor for a second. Oops. And we'll go ahead and use this data file here, say Twitter feed or tweets. Define a variable for tweets, and it's going to hold, excuse me, an array, and the array will be an, an array of objects where each object here will represent a tweet. So don't worry about arrays and objects right now. We are going to look at them later, but we'll worry about the data structures that are being used in the tweets here. So let's go ahead and look at this. I'll go ahead and get these side by side. Put that there. So the first tweet, this is obviously a username. So we'll go ahead and say username programming wisdom, and that's going to be a string. And then this is a handle. It looks like. So let's go ahead and say handle at code wisdom. Or it could also be an ID if they are 100% unique. I'm not sure how Twitter handles that structure, so let's just keep it at handle. We'll give it an ID, and we'll just borrow this and modify it. That's going to be a string too. And this is going to be the ID for the tweet, not the user. So let's go ahead and continue. It's going to have this is a timestamp. So we talked about that before. Timestamp are basically numbers or Unix values. So let's go ahead and Unix timestamp. And let's go and grab this one. Put that in here. And it's going to be, it would have been created at the same time as this tweet was created. And then it's used here to transform it into 23 hours, which is the time since this tweet was posted. So let's call it actually created at. That's probably a better term for it. So it'll have a content field, which will be this section right here, which is the quote. Let's go ahead and add that as a string. And it has quotes in it already, so we need to escape that. And escape is basically telling the compiler that it's going to ignore whatever comes after this slash. So the slash will escape this quote and we'll have a valid string again because we're escaping it here too. All right. So now let's go ahead and add a comments. And we're going to keep it simple now, but let's say comments 357. This is going to be a number denoting the amount of comments here. We're going to add retweets. That's going to be 9,200. This is also going to be a number. And we're going to add favorites down here, which is going to be 65,000. All right. So there we have the first one. The second one, we're going to go ahead and copy this, and we're going to say username, I am developer. It's going to be this handle, so I am developer. We'll change the ID, and we'll change the created at, and we'll give the comments 41, retweets 1.1 thousand, and 6,600 favorites. All right. So let's go ahead and do the next one as well, just because it has an image in it and it might be quite fun. So let's go ahead. Oh, we need to also change the content here. We'll grab that. We'll change this. We'll do the same. We'll escape that as well. And we'll put a comma here. So the last one is Elena. And is this handle right now? Right. At ET Shalakov. And go ahead and add content. We'll put that in backticks, which is another way of defining a string, multi-line string. All right. It has 328 comments, 96 retweets, and 2,600 favorites. And we'll also add an image URL, the https picture cdn, for example, then Elena. Go ahead and add that, and maybe it's connected to this tweet ID, and profile picture JPEG, which is going to be a string. So you can see that kind of the data logically follows what you're seeing here on the site. And it makes sense because this is driven by the data. So it needs to come from somewhere. And if you didn't get it right, or if it was confusing to you, don't worry about it. It's going to be a journey learning all of this stuff. And it is difficult. So please keep that in the back of your mind, and go ahead and do these exercises a little bit more. And as you watch more videos and you gain more knowledge, it's going to get easier over time. So just keep at it. So I think that's it for this one. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you